So we are almost reaching the halfway point in this ICC ODI World Cup, and continuing from where we are going to have this mid-table scramble, South Africa versus Bangladesh. On paper, if you look at it, it is a contest that is heavily tilted in favor of South Africa. But when you look at ICC ODI World Cups, it's 2-2. South Africa have lost to Bangladesh in 2007 and 2019. And on the other hand, this is a grudge contest because in the last 4 ODIs, they have lost 3. The Proteas have lost to Bangladesh. So, the latest news we are getting from the Wankhede Stadium is that South Africa have once again won the toss and chosen to bat. And there are changes in both the South Africa and the Bangladesh team, which we will come to it a bit later. The one change in the Bangladesh team is that Shakib Al-Hasan is back. Their talisman is back and Tauhid Hridoy goes out. In the South Africa team, there is no Lungi Ngidi, and that is why you're seeing Lizard Williams make his World Cup debut at this point. So, it is a brilliant match that we have got. Mumbai, remember, unforgiving heat and humidity that is there, much hotter, much humid than Chennai, but on a flat deck. Yeah. South Africa notched up 399 for 7 against England. Today, on the similar deck, they could notch up yet another big score against Bangladesh. Yeah. So, what do you think? South Africa start as the overwhelming favourites, or do you see Bangladesh causing an upset?
South Africa definitely start as the overwhelming favourites because firstly, they have gotten that big score on this ground versus England, that 400 mark they were not able to touch, but today is a great opportunity for them to do so. Secondly, the ground dimensions suit them a lot, be it Quinton de Kock, be it Van der Dusen, Janssen, we saw him taking the England bowlers for cleaners in the last game. So, South Africa definitely start as the favourites, but it is also time for South Africa's middle order to come into the party a little bit more because till now they have mostly relied on Quinton de Kock. We saw that one match in which Quinton de Kock had gotten out and they ended up losing to Netherlands in that game. So it's a good opportunity for South Africa's middle order batsmen to do well just before they get into the semi-final stage as well.
Now, let's look at South Africa in this World Cup so far. Absolutely demolished Sri Lanka, although their bowlers also leaked 326 runs in Delhi, okay? But their total was huge. Absolutely decimated Australia by 134 runs, handing the 5-time champions their heaviest loss. But then, from the ultimate of highs came the lowest of the lows, where they were absolutely humbled by the Netherlands in Dharamshala, 38 runs. And then you all thought that maybe South Africa is absolutely down in the dumps. They put on an absolute masterclass against England, 399, and because of that, the defending champions, their campaign seems to be on the brink. Now they face Bangladesh, an opponent surprisingly where South Africa has struggled, because even 2019, remember, they could not get the finishing touches and that's why they lost at the Oval. 2007 also, that was a very renewed Bangladesh team that beat them. So, it was, you can say South Africa yet again, that roller coaster ride of emotions that's there. All the time, they seem to be on the high, but then they go down. And remember, if South Africa win this, with Afghanistan beating Pakistan, that opens the mid-table scramble, 3-4, it really opens up. Because now, barring this game and the game against Australia, Netherlands, that's happening tomorrow, the remainder of the campaign will see very important games. England, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, South Africa, and also you will see Australia, New Zealand. These matches will determine most likely 3 and 4 at this point because there is a clear gap between 1 and 2.
Yeah, but I also feel that South Africa have sort of got their 1 foot inside the semi-finals because they are at 6 points at this point. Even I was also thinking this, if Afghanistan would have beaten Bangladesh in their first game, even they would have been at 6 points and even they would have been in the top 4 race. But anyways, South Africa, I think, have that their foot in the 1 foot in the semi-finals. They need to win 4 more games. And
they need to win 3 games, 4 more games at least.
3 games to be safe, 4 games for the assurance.
Because see, today if they win, they will get to 8.
Yeah.
I think so. Because they won only
they are at 6 points right now.
But their next games, one is against Pakistan in Chennai. The other game is against New Zealand in Pune. Two teams that they've never done well in the past, and their third game after this is against India in Kolkata.
Yeah.
On Virat Kohli's birthday, nevertheless.
5th November.
Yep. And then after that, you will see maybe South Africa take on Afghanistan. I think that's the only game that's left for them. So it is, the next 3 games after this are very, very tricky for South Africa. If they beat Pakistan, then you can say they are one of the contenders in the semi-finals also. But if they lose to Pakistan, yet again, then Pakistan gets that edge that, okay, maybe we can also make a stake in the semi-finals. So, you're seeing that Temba Bavuma is not there. Remember, Bavuma has been did not play even in the game against England because of, I think, illness.
Yeah.
So, he's not yet recovered from that illness. So, that's why he is not there in the squad as of yet. Do we have the squads up, Pawan? It's there? Okay. So, let's look at the South Africa playing 11 first. Okay. Quinton de Kock, Reza Hendricks. De Kock at top has been really awesome. Reza Hendricks also not fired yet, but he will get there. Rassie van der Dussen, Aiden Markram, Heinrich Klaassen. These 3 guys, along with David Miller and Marco Jansen, if they click together, they are the most formidable middle order that is there in world cricket. And who better than, you may say, a Heinrich Klaassen in tackling spin? Kevin Peterson put out a tweet saying that name one player who is excellent against spin apart from Heinrich Klaassen. He showed that day. I mean, the masterclass of hitting, and also if you look at Marco Jansen, very underrated all-rounder. And that's why the carnage that we saw at Wankhede on that day against England, this middle order, if it clicks, all teams beware, be scared, be really, really scared. Apart from the bowling, okay, Lizard Williams has impressed in patches, although I've not seen much of Lizard Williams. Kagiso Rabada came to the party against England. Keshav Maharaj is the key. Gerard Coetzee surprisingly has not been able to get the rhythm going, and that's why he could have a big day today along with Marco Jansen.
Yeah. And I feel it's time for Reza Hendricks and someone like a Klaassen to come into and Miller especially to come into the party, because they haven't fired that much yet.
Did they come to the party against England?
No, Miller didn't.
But Miller did in the other games.
Yeah, but I think till now they have totally relied on Quinton de Kock mostly for the majority of the runs. So everyone has the opportunity to do well and then get into form just as the business end of the tournament is coming near.
So this is a very potent South Africa middle order that we are seeing. If everybody clicks, then they can actually go the distance. Let's not count. So I didn't keep South Africa in the top 4 because of their inconsistencies and their inability to cope with the pressure. And after the Netherlands game, I felt that, okay, maybe it's done. I was right in it. But that exhibition that they put on against England, it was next level. Now, let's look at the Bangladesh lineup. Tanzid Hassan, very impressive. Liton Das also impressed against India, but then after that, your rest of the batting didn't come to the fore. You missed Shakib against India, and that's why it was a big, big blow. Liton Das, Nazmul Hossain Shanto, first major game as captain, showed inexperience, but then unfortunately, what do you expect here? First game, that too in the World Cup. Poor guy. Mehdi Hassan's not fired yet, although the ball he has. Mushfiqur Rahim, Mahmudullah, these two were really, really the pillars, if you may say, of the Bangladesh batting. Mahmudullah in particular, I mean, I was surprised as to why they left out such a reliable guy like Mahmudullah. Past performances doesn't matter, he's experienced enough, and in big games he does fire. And he did it against India, by the way.
They can, in fact, push him up the order a little bit, because he is someone who can accelerate when it's time, and he can also play the anchor role as well, because their batting hasn't fired that much and hasn't given that assurance to the whole team, because only Tanzid Hassan came into the party with the runs, and Mushfiqur Rahim down the order has done well for them as well.
I would say a simple swap. Get Mahmudullah in place of Mehdi Hassan and get Mehdi.
That's what I meant,
So then you got your bowlers. I mean, you look at it, 4 left-hammers. Shariful, Mustafizur, Nasu Ahmed, Shakib Al Hassan. 2 right-handers in Mehdi Hassan, off-spinner, and Hassan Mahmood, who is a right-arm
Mahmudullah can chip in if required.
Mahmudullah can chip, but I think they are not wanting to bowl Mahmudullah that because of that dodgy shoulder that he's been having.
Especially on this wicket, they would definitely wouldn't want to try.
And look at it, even the Bangladesh bowlers have hunted impact. Shakib has taken 5, Shariful's taken 5, Mustafizur's taken 5, but that's about it. They have not been able to take that many wickets, and that's why Bangladesh's major problem has been this. So remember, after Quinton de Kock started off well, and that too with de Kock, 4, you may say, bowlers left-handed. Ugh. Miller, that too. Good luck to Bangladesh if they have to restrict South Africa. So this is your playing 11s. Only one change that is there in the Bangladesh lineup. Tawheed Hridoy is out. Shakib Al Hasan comes back in. For South Africa, it is Lizard Williams who's in. Lungisani Ngidi is out.
He's also not well.
Yeah, he's also not well. So that's why it promises to be a cracking contest between these two. Remember, Bangladesh have won their last 3 games against South Africa. But in the World Cups, it's 2-2. But on current form, if you have to look at it, South Africa start as the overwhelming favourites. But if Bangladesh pull off an upset, then that mid-table scramble becomes absolutely chaotic then.
Because suddenly 2 spots, because if South Africa wins today, your almost 3 spots in the semi-finals will be booked. But if South Africa end up losing this game, there will be 2 slots that will open up in the top 4 also.
Yes.
So it will get very interesting. But on current form, it looks difficult
for the likes
that
of
upset.
Afghanistan, for the likes of Pakistan, for the likes of England, they would be hoping that Bangladesh beat South Africa today, because if you look at the points table, it will be a chaotic situation, but then you'll have daylight between 1, 2, 3 and the rest if South Africa win today. So score predictions, my friend, what do you feel? And who's going to win?
Winning, it's definitely South Africa. Score prediction, that go with 320.
320. I say 360. And South Africa should win this, because it's a bat first kind of a wicket, and they won the toss. And looking at the short boundaries, looking at the bowling arsenal that South Africa has, I think they are determined to ensure that they do not slip up to Bangladesh like how they did in 2019. This World Cup, you may see South Africa correct a lot of errors. What happened in the past? They have done a good job so far. Now it is time that they maintain that momentum.
In fact, I feel South Africa is gradually getting better in this tournament. They have not peaked yet, but gradually, as the business end of the tournament is coming, they are reaching their peak.
We will see if that is the case when they face Pakistan on 27th, first against New Zealand.
India would be a very important game for them.
India on November 5. We will see if South Africa indeed are capable of it. But it is a potent side, especially the middle order. So that's about it from me and Shashwat. We'll be back for more updates on Sports Straight. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. And download the SportsTak mobile app for all the information you need in English and Hindi. Bye-bye.